I just released that video. What's up, YouTube? I just released that video. I'm going in between you guys and Instagram right now. The video on YouTube called African Americans and Unhealthy Attachment Styles. And in that video, I kind of give the correlation between, the trauma that we experienced growing up in communities and violent, um, just toxic environments, and how that can kind of move over into your romantic life and the way that you operate. Because if you were the type of role models that you have as kids, is going to be what you take into your relationships and take into life. We're only as good as our ancestors. We're only as, you don't know what you don't know. And if people are teaching you things that you don't really know is could be damaging or detrimental to your mental health, you just you don't think twice about it. And somebody asked me they sent me an email and they wanted me to do that as a topic. So I decided to do it. I'm like, why not? It's Black History Month. The last time I did something like that was back when it was the George Floyd thing was going on. So I felt obliged to do it. So it's good to see you, Ashley. If you were in my YouTube stream, say what's up, say hi, give me a thumbs up. Look at all those hearts. Appreciate you guys. If we're in here, if you got a question for me, just ask me any questions. Let me know how things are going with you as far as COVID. One of my guys over here on YouTube, on Instagram, was talking about how COVID really messed him up financially, messed him up work-wise. How is it that you guys are struggling with, or are you managing quarantine still and COVID? One of my best friends in life, him and I, we had a discussion yesterday, and I really wanted to touch on how people are managing COVID in their area, because there's people all over the world that I talk to here on YouTube and Instagram, and I just want to get a discussion going. Neil from the UK. Neil, what's up, Neil? Good to see you. I want to watch it right now. Yeah, go head over there and watch it. I'm gonna end this stream though. It's good to see everybody. Have a good weekend. So it's good to see all my people here, the fruitful community. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm celebrating here today. All right, over 250,000. What's up, Rich? Over 250,000 views here on YouTube, this YouTube community. And it's so crazy. It's all organic. There's no paid viewers. Dude, like it almost brings me to tears to know that people care enough about me and about my content that I produce as far as being valuable, and something I never knew a threshold I never knew I could get to. Actually, I'm going to be honest. My mom used to always say that I was a techie, nerd, shouldn't call me a nerd, but like a computer nerd. But that's why I'm super geeked about the new Mortal Kombat movie coming out too. If you guys know me, my history, like I was a huge gamer back in the day, all the way through college. What's up, Janae? Quarantine with the 5-month-old is, yes, it is. Ooh, Lord, I don't envy you, Janae. Do not quarantine this. It's been rough. I have a 6-year-old, she's 12 now. Sheesh, 12-year-old. And it was tough having to be at home doing virtual learning. And some of the stuff that they're talking about, I haven't worked on or been in that arena in years. So let me know if you guys have some questions for me. Celebrating 250,000 views. Wow. The world is big. If you do the math there's 8 billion people. So 250,000 views. Do the math. Do the math in my head. Where you from, Janae? Finally able to get to the live. Thanks for being a valuable member, sir. So I guess I need to know your name, man. You have like I can't say that. I can't pronounce that. How do you pronounce your name? Memphis Tennessee. Ooh, Memphis. So Memphis, you used to listen to DJ Paul, all the 3-6 Mafia. I'm classes are vulnerable. No Garden. Neil Howie. Yeah, I have. If you haven't seen my recent videos, yeah, I used to love three growing up. Because St. Louis, if you think about that, you heading up 55, 70, Highway 70. Um, Many people settled in St. Louis. They were coming up from like Kentucky, coming up from Tennessee, and they'll just come all the way up north. And a lot of people settled in the St. Louis area, the Missouri to be more specific. Then they'll go up and go to Chicago maybe, but we all have that little connection with that highway there. So it's interesting. What's up, Paris? I'm doing good. You know what, Paris? I hope you're not busy. Let's chat. Let's talk after this, okay? It's been a long time, and I apologize. That's not what friends do. Tips on how to practice manifestation. Ooh, Lord, let me tell you, manifestation, all of this that's happened to me is all manifested because, okay, we're going to talk. You have to understand that your subconscious mind is always awake. It never goes to sleep. Okay, so when you go to rest for 6 hours, because I only get about 6 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours of sleep every night. I don't know why. It's really annoying. Insomnia is real. That 5 or 6 hours that you go to sleep, your subconscious mind is going to continue to stay awake. And what I do is I set the things that I want for the next day into my subconscious mind. So if I want to make a video the next day, or if there's something that I put in my mind as far as like the type of quote I want to make the next day, I set that in stone right before I go to bed. It's something that Napoleon Hill, I learned from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. He talked about that, holding your goal in front of you that last 10 minutes, because that last, oh wait, I gotta slow down. That last 10, 15 minutes before you go to bed, you want to set what you want to manifest into your life, into your subconscious mind, because it never goes to sleep. It's going to always attract the circumstances, it's going to attract the people that is going to help you make that manifestation come true. All right. All right. So a good thing that I like to do is I often listen to stuff while I go to sleep. Like I'll listen to some things here on YouTube as far as manifestation, different hurt sounds that I'll put in my head, my AirPods before I go to bed, and it works. It's actually incredible. It's actually really incredible. There's a guy that I'm really good friends with. He's like TikTok famous, and I kind of like unofficially mentee him. And we talk almost every day. And he tells me about some of the things that he's manifesting into his life, and he had no clue. Like literally, he just texted me yesterday and said, "Dude, I went to bed. I wrote my goals down. I took notes from Napoleon Hill's. I forgot which book he was reading or listening to. And then the next day, like that, it manifested into his life, which is nuts. And you're talking about somebody who is very well known on TikTok. No worries. I'm happy things have been busy. Yes, things have been very busy, but it's okay. But there's a difference between being busy and being productive. I've been productive. So, because some people just claim that they're busy and they're not really busy. Your anxiety makes you think that you're busy, because there are people who have a lot going on in their life. Like when I used to mentor kids, And I would have, 6 or 7 kids at a time. They're all running around the gym. People would a lot of people would get stressed out with that situation. But I just kind of sit there and be like, this is like normal. Like it's chaos, but it's organized chaos. I'm just really trying to allocate my energies towards the things that is going to help me get my message out there further. So I have a question. My DA, ex baby daddy, ended things 3 weeks ago. I had an anxious, preoccupied behavior during the relationship. How can I successfully co-parent when I still have deep feelings? I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that things are going to be easy right away, because it's not. The further you get away from the breakup, the more you're going to be able to control those emotions. And I don't mean the more time that goes past. I mean, the more that you start to heal yourself and become more secure and deactivate yourself, that's when things are going to get easier. Which means don't talk about what he's doing. Don't pry into his personal life. Don't try to build that personal connection with him. Keep things about the kids. Don't get sucked into text messages that are going to cause a response. Don't get sucked into all that type of nonsense. Just kind of dismiss it, if you will. Because the more that you put energy and feelings into those type of exchanges, it's going to make it hard for you to heal. Because the saying, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Try to get yourself more towards feeling indifferent about him, and then it takes time and it takes work. It takes a lot of energy out of you to actively try to heal yourself, and that takes meditation and listening to videos like this, and if you need to go to counseling or see a therapist, do that. But you have to be proactive about it, especially if you have multiple kids together and you guys were planning a future together. Yes, that explains. Thanks, Paris. Yeah, that explains these crazy dreams I have of my DA partner, the dreams of hers. Yeah, man. Whatever you set into your subconscious mind before you go to bed, which is why kids are really good at that. Like, if you think of let me talk about my 6-year-old. She's really good at setting stuff into her subconscious mind, because she's constantly manifesting bad dreams. Like, she'll be watching YouTube and she'll see some type of scary creature or something, and they end up popping up in her dreams. And you know what? Children are some of the most creative, most manifesting kids and people in the world. If you think about how they even manifest Christmas gifts, they can write it on a list, give it to you, and it automatically gets manifested. That's magic in their world. They're thinking like, wow, this thing really works. Santa really is real. It's like, yeah, Dad had to do some extra work to manifest that into your life, but that's how it works. So always make sure that she's not watching anything crazy before she goes to bed, because she will have a bad dream about it, and it will pop up in her dream, which is crazy. If we can take just a little ounce of that super ability that they have and put it into our actual adult lives, think about how many prayers would be getting answered, how many things that we think we want will be in our life. If everything that I wanted in life manifested right now, this apartment would be filled. So God and the universe is being selective about what he's feeling like is important to me. My dismissive girl suddenly broke up with me. Hey, so if you want to do super chats, I can answer this. This is going really fast. If you want to ask me a question, check out the super chat option, and I'll be able to answer you quickly. Do you think these manifest the text messages? I never really bought too much into that, because I feel like there are a lot of people who try to take advantage of people, and they pick the hot. If you're sitting behind this YouTube analytics side of things, you'll start scratching your head at some of the things, how accurate some of the things are, as far as what's hot right now. And you have to be careful about who you listen to and what they say. Be selective, man. Some of those things are just selling you hope, and I'm not a hope dealer. What is a manifested text? It's like these roots, these rituals you do. Um, it's almost like visualization, because when you're in the world of like business and even in your personal life, it's important that you have a manifestation board or a vision board where you put things up on the wall or you write down on a list of some of the things that you want to happen. And I'm pretty sure that's like what a manifested text is. You just basically place your order, if you will, like you're at a drive through, and you kind of sit on it and you pray on it, you meditate on it. Been in a relationship with this woman for 2.5 years, broke things off last month, and turns out she's in a rebound relationship and she is already letting him stay with her. I want her. What can I do? Let me ask you a question. Why is it that you want her? You know the saying, when people show you who they are, believe them. And the fact that this person is moved in right away lets me know without a shadow of a doubt, this was somebody that has always been there. This is somebody that has, it's not somebody you want back, if I'm being honest. Not in this state of codependency, because that is a strong sign of codependency, and that somebody can't be on their own without having some type of spouse, because you actually want a woman that's going to be independent and not codependent. If you want her back, the best thing you could do is to let her go and wait for this rebound to fall apart. That's the best thing you can do. And then even after that, you're going to be sleeping with one eye open, wondering, is she going to take off on you again when things start to fall apart? Because what women of morals would do, they will make sure that they have things broken off with that person that they're with before they try to pursue another person. They won't go right into another relationship. That's not love, that's attachment, right? And it's unhealthy. But a high percentage of us check out of the relationship before the relationship even ends, especially women. Women cannot love a man for months and years before they decide to finally leave. But then when they do make that final break, the men are surprised, they're baffled, and they're wondering, what happened? Why in the world does this woman seem so cold and so distant? It's because she's already grieved the breakup. She's grieved this months ago. She's just now building up the courage to say something to you, because first off, she didn't want to hurt you and she didn't want to do it. It wasn't something that was very easy to do. But anyway, I hope that answered your question, man. Let her go, wait for this thing to fall apart. The more that you reach out to her, the more that you try to get her back while she's in this relationship, it's just going to make you look weaker. And women want men that have some dignity. That's, if I'm being honest, that's why the nice guys finish last. So I broke up with my DA girlfriend. What's up, Jesse? I appreciate you, man. Which Jesse is this? Is this the Jesse I was just talking about? I think I might have mentioned you about how you are you're manifesting things into your life, that doing your exercises every night. Thank you. I've been in no contact for a week now. Good. And if you ask me, go into Coach Jesse. That's what's up. As I was telling them that you're kind of like I'm kind of like your unofficial mentor. And you're like my mentee. And it's been, dude, I'm proud of where you're at now. Seriously. So seriously proud of you. Thank you. I've been in no contact for a week. All right, good. And I would say stay in no contact indefinitely. Because here's the thing. She's got to earn another chance with you. She abandoned you, and in order to suppress those feelings of the breakup or feel it, she went into a relationship with somebody else right away, which is unhealthy. And some of these women can do that. Some of these people, actually, yeah, I guess if I had to think about a percentage, I think women do it more than men do. They can jump from relationship to relationship. What's up, Omar? I'm sorry, man, I missed you. They can jump from relationship until they're 45, 50 years old, and then they're like, man, I've been in 2 failed marriages and blah 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 and 15 bad relationships, and they never took the time to figure out what the actual issue was. And usually it's them. You cannot expect someone to love you unless you love yourself first. True, you teach people how to treat you. And I don't know if you guys heard that frog in the pot analogy, but since you guys are here, I'm going to tell you anyway. So if you take a frog and you put it into a pot of boiling water, it'll hop out right away. AKA the boiling water is the toxic relationship. But if you take a frog and you put it into a pot of water and you slowly turn up the heat, which means more toxic behaviors, more disrespect, more cheating, infidelity, whatever, eventually you're going to boil yourself to death, because the frog eventually boils itself to death because it doesn't realize that the conditions that it's in is continuing to kill it. And that's how a lot of these relationships are. And by the time you actually understand it, you feel stuck. The frog's legs don't work anymore. They're like, and it's too late. You've already been in it for so long. This is why it's important to vet your potential mates very carefully and don't ignore those red flags. AP left me and Monkey branched into a relationship extremely fast. They've been together for 3 months now. Usually, if you know it's an anxious preoccupied, that's usually protesting behaviors. I've had people tell me, multiple clients, that I got into a rebound. There was anxious preoccupied. I got into a rebound relationship just to make her mad, or just to make him mad. So it could be protesting behaviors, or they could be with somebody that's just as anxious as they are. I don't know. Those are my thoughts on that. We adjust unknowingly. Yeah, unknowingly, because we want to tread lightly and we don't want to push that person further away from us, when in actuality we should be pushing them just as far away as I'm pushing this camera right now. For covert, that analogy was used for covert narcissism. Yeah, that's probably where it's from. Monkey branching and swinging from one to the next while still in the one. Yeah, backup plan. Yeah. That's right, Jessway. 5 years on and off. Do dismissive avoidance regret breaking up? Yes. Short term. Yes and no. They miss the connection, but they don't miss the tension and the expectations that comes with the relationship, if that makes sense. They regret not having that companionship. My belief is that we know from the very beginning if a person is a good fit. We just choose to see the good and ignore the bad, hoping. Yeah, you know what? I heard a great analogy. Because what, in the world of manifestation and bringing things into your reality, they say you attract what you think. You attract what you think about the most, and you attract what you fear. All right, there's 2 ways. And there's probably more ways than that. But you attract what you think about the most, and you attract what you fear. So if you think about what you fear the most, you'll attract that. But we attract every type of person into our life. The trick is to know how to let the people go. If you went out fishing and you were fishing for trout and you're bringing in bass and you're bringing in all these other type fish, Don't start complaining about, oh, I attract all these bad fish. It's like, no, you can throw those fish back and just go after what you want. Like, you attract it all. But what feels healthy to you is usually that trauma that's set in your subconscious. And you keep them, you know? So it's not about what shows up in your life. It's about what you keep in your life, if that makes sense. I heard an analogy like 3 days ago or something like that. No one eats spoiled fruit and not expect to feel sick. Some people do. But some people feel like those fruit are the only thing that they can get. They don't want to throw it out. How long is too long for no contact? That's a great question. I would say if you're pushing 6 months, then you're just pretty much gone forever. Hope can be toxic. Absolutely. Hope? Yeah. If it's unrealistic hope, if it's blind hope, blind faith, we have this really strong urge, this really strong instinct, organ, right down in here. It's called your gut. And your gut feeling is usually right. It's usually pointing you in the right direction. But we listen to this and we listen to this, and our gut should be what we should really be listening to. No, Paul, not at all. Let me catch up. Where are we at? No, dismissive avoidance does not always equate to narcissism. No. All dismissive avoidance are, oh, that's Paul. What's up, Paul? Hey, Paul, you must be hurting right now. I'm sorry, man. But whatever your situation you're going through is not the end all be all or the be all end all. It's not. Not everybody operate that way. And if you can always lead with empathy and understanding and compassion for that person, then you'll know that this is where all this came from, all right? This is how this is how my mind got trained to think the way that I do. I was given a population to work with for 13 to 14 years of what society deemed as the worst in the community. And it was up to me to find all the good things in them and to help spark that in them, help them want to go more in that direction. I didn't see what everybody else saw. Sure, I'll call them out and call them, you're being real silly right now. But I didn't judge them. I addressed the behaviors, but not their character. And there's a difference. If somebody acts a certain way, you call out the behaviors. You don't call out that person. You don't shame them for the behaviors that they're given. You address their behaviors. But if you shame them, then you're no better than them. How people treat you is their karma. How you respond is yours. So even this right here is bad juju. You're putting out bad karma into the universe by simply coming on here and saying stuff like that. You're going to attract more in your life. Put more on my plate. I want more of this. This is what makes me feel alive. But it's really not. It's actually killing you. Just don't know it. Anger, strife, and unchecked aggression will eventually lead you to an early grave. I met my ex after 4 months. The breakup and red flags my jealousy and can't get a second chance. We met and happy ending next day, walls up. How can fix things right away? If the relationship falls apart within the first 3 to 4 months, let me tell you something. That's normal, and you probably should move on. Because that first 90 days, if you find red flags that are things that are no-goes for you, like no-fly zones, don't stay in a relationship and think that it's going to get better, because they're already putting their best foot forward for you, and it's just going to get worse after that. So I would say just chalk it up you know, take it as a loss, man. And know that there are other people out there. There are 7.88 billion people in this world. And the person that you choose to hang on to is going to be responsible for a lot of your pain and your misery or your happiness. The person standing right beside us, we usually tend to blame. Yes, behavior, not person. People are not their behavior. Thank you, Diana. The best way to stop overthinking is to observe and not judge the thoughts in your mind. Yes, observe the thoughts, let them go past like clouds. If you think of it like assembly line, you know how things, because this is why some people anxiety looks in their mind. Like assembly line, they got stuff coming through. When I was working in a cheese factory, we had to check, actually no, Johnsonville, we had to check things really quickly. They'll come through like, oh, look at the package, look at the package, look at the package. And I can't hold on to all these negative thoughts. I'm like, I just, okay, observed them, watch, let them go. I can't hold on, put them in my pocket. I had to let them go. That's the same way with anxiety. Those anxious thoughts, those things that are real, those stories that you're telling yourself, you just have to let them go, let them pass. Clear your inspection, but don't try to take them all with you. Don't own them. Where do you separate DA from just a person who is maladjusted and considerate? Cleon, and when you realize who you're dealing with, then know that it's not your responsibility to hold on to them. It's not your responsibility to fix them. We can't turn them into our projects. We just got to let them go. Because I've seen a lot of people who are well into their 60s that are still dismissive and still, struggle with communication in their relationships and having a healthy relationship. So I'm not going to say that they age out of it. Just sometimes they just need to go through certain things in their life in order to. How do you learn anything? With practice. And if you don't have a lot of practice dating and in relationships, you're not going to be good at it. If you don't have a lot of practice, this is why, why your early years in life is some of the most important ones, because that's when you learn healthy communication skills. That's when you learn how to relate to other people. Can you get your ex back if she's with somebody else? Yes, you can. I've seen it. But the relationship is never the same after that. And it becomes a toxic relationship, and it becomes really unhealthy. What if an AP girl monkey branch from long distance, changed her hair color, and got an ear piercing, and she wanted to start a new life? Been 5 months since. She's still in rebound. Is it done? Yeah, I would say it's done. I would say you should be assuming the worst case scenario in your mind. All right. Alex, if you hear me, man, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go work out. Get some type of sense of normalcy back in my life since quarantine. Increase your vibes so that the DA had to alter theirs to match your new vibes. Yep. See, that's why I like him as a member. He's listening. Like this. See, how you say your name, man? Nandy? This guy's listening. If you guys want my help personally, reach out to my website, www.fruitfulseeds. I do that so much with a Z at the end.com. And I join my membership where you get put into my private Facebook group. You can ask me questions. You cut ahead of the line, and you get one-on-one one-on-one coaching sessions with me every month. All right. Happy weekend to you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys pressing play for me, getting me to over 250,000 views. So dope. See you guys later.